What are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned since our last meeting, which I believe was almost a year ago? What have you learned in the past year?
Community is one of the only things that can stand the test of time. You can build a YouTube channel, you can have a lot of followers, but just because you have followers doesn't mean you have a community or a group of people actually resonate with your message. If you look at Apple, they have a community. They don't just have buyers, they have a community. A community is based off of trust, it's based off of a shared vision, it's based off of people that enjoy the product or the service or the ecosystem that you're developing. I think that's a big one. The second one is, like I said before, the internet is the democratizer of opportunity. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your belief system. It doesn't matter anything that you've done in the past. You can leverage the internet to make a lot of money, build a lot of volume when it comes to attention and when it comes to uh, the eyeballs that you receive, and that you can utilize it to get extremely wealthy.
Hmm.
So social media, funnel that into a community, and then have a product that is sellable. And the product can be a physical product, it can be a digital product, or it can be a service. It's curating whatever that product, service, whether physical or digital, is that is of value or of need to your community, and then just presenting that to them. And through trust, we were talking about these high trust societies, they'll become customers. So instead of pitching them and selling them, it's build a community, let them integrate into your belief system, let them buy into a philosophy or way of life. And then from there, you just build products that serve them well.
Yours is Capsule Club.
That's one of them. Yeah. Capital Club, we launched it in October. I closed it again
This was
in,
last end of
yeah,
last. Yeah, yeah. Because I remember
October.
we were talking about this.
I closed it in December. I think we onboarded over 20,000 members, paid members. I did about $9 million net profit,
Hmm.
and I closed it in December. I'm relaunching it next month. It's going to be fun. I have a 130,000 person wait list to join Capital Club. And Capital Club is broken down, like I said, is my community, into three perspectives, three aspects. One is your academy. Your academy is basically an ecosystem to educate entrepreneurs in business, finance, biohacking, and the second aspect is the marketplace. So an integrated ecosystem, since I have a big community where I can go to different companies and be like, hey, can I get a better rate for your product? Can I get a better rate, a discounted rate for my community so that I can offer that? So you have now an arsenal and a set of tools and products that I can offer to my community at a better rate, making their membership basically free. And then finally is the network, whether it's physical events or digital events, where people can come and solidify the relationships that they built on the internet. And it's been working extremely well. We're one of the fastest and largest growing communities in the world.
Yeah, I see how many people are frustrated and annoyed that they aren't part of it. Like they're trying, but how do you even go through the process of letting people in?
So when I launched Capital Club in October, I did invites only. So I would invite 2,500 people
Random.
a day, randomized through my email list. I have 450,000 people that signed up to join Capital Club, but I would only allow 14%, 14.76% of those 2,500 people that were invited per day to join, which is 369 individuals. So 369 individuals paid $369 every single day. So every single day, the business was generating over $100,000 net profit in subscriptions, annual subscriptions. And it basically was a first come, first serve. If you didn't have access to Capital Club when you were invited and you missed it, well, too bad.
Mm.
No retargeting, no second chance, no upsell funnel. One simple product, one simple offer. If you're about it, so be it. If you're not about it, it's all good.
You've interviewed some pretty big heavy
Yeah,
hitters.
absolutely.
Which one individual did uh, enlighten you the most, or one that you took
Mm.
the most away from?
I think I did two interviews that I think were phenomenal. The first one was I interviewed the head of the central bank of Albania. I flew all the way to Albania because I wanted to sit down and really understand the perspective that central bankers have with regards to crypto and Bitcoin. And we had a very heated conversation for a couple hours. So I put that inside Capital Club. That was really dope. then I was able to bring a gentleman by the name of Brian Tracy, who's an OG.
Yeah,
He's
Brian.
an
Yeah.
OG when it comes to sales, when it comes to productivity, when it comes to team building. So I flew all the way to California, sat down with him. We had a 3-hour session, charged me 10 grand per hour. So I was able to basically get all the community questions, put them
Hmm.
together, and sit down with him. Things that would be very hard for an individual in the community at a very individual level to afford. So I was able to do that through the community. And then another buddy of mine, which you know, who's Raul, 29 years old. I think he just turned 30, absolute killer in business.
Yeah, for
And
those who don't know who he is, he was on my podcast a couple of weeks ago. So
he's a legend,
check him out.
absolute legend.
They call him the king of marketing in Germany, or the face of marketing or something.
He's a master marketer. And that was a great session where we basically talked about marketing in the terms of warfare.
Mhm.
And how that is synonymous very much in today's operating in business is very much like warfare and very much like war. And whether it's psychological tactics, psychological warfare, psyops, all these things are synonyms for marketing, right? Marketing is just a different word to express these same ideas. So we talked a little bit about that. Those are 3 really valuable ones that I had. I was also now getting into interviewing and chopping it up with top guys in crypto. We've had some really phenomenal guests there as well. It's a good time.
Who's the one person that you would absolutely love to sit down with for 3 hours?
Pavel, I think, is one of those guys that's actually fighting for freedom.
Mhm.
And I think we share a lot of synergy against, the big man, against the potential dystopia that's being created through the censoring of content. But I'll line up. I'll line it up. So it'll be good. I think I'm meeting with him tomorrow night at a party. So we'll
Nice.
have a good time.
Is that what you're doing at the moment? Then you're spending a lot of time traveling around. I don't feel like you have a base anymore. You're just you're constantly on the move.
Don't. That's something that I've really been able to build out over the last 2 years. Like I told you last time, I sold my house.
Yeah.
I got rid of probably all my assets. I was liquid, right? So I was pretty much at that point. I think it was June. I was just in dollars and in the stock market, and then
It's a pretty amazing feeling knowing that you're
So
not really
good.
tied down to anything.
or tied into anything.
Yeah.
I understand having an incredible house. I understand having supercars. I understand having super yachts and how these things are glamorous and they're dope and they're accolades of success. But they also occupy a lot of mental real estate. And these are things that somebody else has marketed to you as beacons of success, right? Unless you've been told that a Lamborghini equals success, then not everybody's going to buy into that philosophy. But it's been marketed as something that equals success. But once you acquire it, are you truly successful, or did you just buy something because you had the ability to buy it? I just don't want to be tied down to materialistic things because it's just not my cup of tea. I want to be able to have the freedom and the peace of mind to do whatever it is that I want. So the more freedom that I have, the better ability I have to move, the better ability I have to think, and I have less things that people can hold against me and take away from me because I don't really have much. And then my entire rotation back into crypto was when BlackRock announced their Bitcoin ETF, that they were applying for their Bitcoin ETF. And BlackRock ETF is your basket of assets where basically individuals can come and invest into products. Exchange traded fund, that's what it's called. And they applied for it and they got it. And that's when crypto started to take off again. So I rotated all my cash because I held no assets. I didn't have these liabilities. I was able to rotate back into the markets and it's doing extremely well.